On 28th of April 1988, around 1 p.m. in Hawaii, the Aloha Airlines Flight 243 was about to take off. It was a beautiful day, a sunny day, and most of the passengers were there to enjoy their holidays. In case you don't know about Hawaii, it is a group of islands in the Pacific Ocean and is a part of America. They are beautiful islands, and their capital is Honolulu. This flight was actually traveling from Hilo to Honolulu. Hilo is the southernmost island of Hawaii. It was a 35-minute flight, a routine flight. The Aloha Airlines is a local Hawaiian airline which connects the various islands. Because of the short distances, this specific plane had already flown 8 times since morning. It had gone on 3 different round trips, but this wasn't unusual. It's normal for such planes. Everything was going as it should. Passengers board, the doors were closed, and at exactly 1:25 p.m., the flight took off. There was one unusual thing though. When one of the passengers was boarding the plane, before entering the door, she saw that the riveted sheets that make the body of the plane, one of those sheets had a little crack, but she didn't tell anyone, about she thinking that it won't make a difference, since this was a reputable airline, and the plane used to fly regularly. Only after 10 to 15 minutes of the plane's takeoff, the air hostesses brought in the trolleys and started serving drinks to the passengers. The seatbelt sign wasn't turned off yet, because it is usually turned off only when the plane reaches cruising altitude. And for this plane, the cruising altitude was 24,000 feet. There were 3 air hostesses on the flight, serving drinks to the passengers, and just 20 minutes after the takeoff, the flight reached its cruising altitude of 24,000 feet. And as soon as it reached this height, there was a big blast. The passengers heard a loud bang and there was a sudden rapid decompression. People have trouble breathing. Things went flying all around, total chaos and terrible confusion. No one could understand what was happening. Some passengers looked around and saw that the plane's roof and surrounding walls were missing. They could see the sky above them. What usually happens is that the air is always pressurized in cabins in a plane, so that we can breathe normally. Otherwise, at a height of 24,000 feet, the atmospheric pressure is very low. The air is so thin that we cannot breathe normally at that height. Now, in our story, what happened in Flight 243 is that the oxygen masks did drop, but the oxygen mask system was not working. Due to the plane's roof being blown away, the oxygen mask system was completely destroyed. There was commotion all around. There were only a few precious minutes, after which all of them would lose consciousness and die. Emergency teams rushed to the plane as passengers deboarded through emergency exits. Some were injured. An 84-year-old passenger in seat 5A had a skull fracture. Others in rows 4 to 7 suffered serious injuries. Passengers in rows 8 to 21 had minor injuries, while 21 people were unhurt. Sadly, 58-year-old air hostess C.B. Lansing was the only fatality. Her body was never found.